My name is Vaishali. I'm coming from Konkan region of Maharashtra where Jaitapur power plant is proposed. I'm there working from last 25 years. And from morning we have been hearing about so-called nuclear power and the impact of the nuclear power. And I'm here to just share with you our tour from Jaitapur to Japan. This was first time in my life that I visited Japan. After Fukushima accident, exactly after 4 years, 8 months. And what I saw, what I observed, what was really shocking, what was really learning, and what was really an eye-opener was I found that everything was like dead. Roads were there, buildings were there, infrastructure was there, cinema hall was there, houses were there, furnitures were there, eatables were there, but only thing which was not there was human beings. And that silence of no human being around was something which was really making us think again and again. The first thing what I saw in Fukushima area, in the one village where we went and where we had a Geiger counter in our car. And each time, wherever we would go and radiation level is little high, the Geiger counter will start ringing up. So we went in one village over there, one town. There was that, what you call it in the foreign countries, you always have those showcase freeze type, and then you pay and then you take the eatables. So after even 4 years, 8 months, I saw the cold drinks there, biscuits there, I saw the bread there, the chocolates there, and I saw that as it is near the petrol pump. And I compared that whole picture with our India, with Jaitapur, with Kudumkulam. And I just told myself, if this could happen in India, unfortunately, if it happens in India, in spite of people knowing and telling and informing them that this is contaminated, this is radiation affected, if you eat, it's not good for you for this reason, I thought my people would still eat. And that was something which was extremely shocking. The second thing, there were two things which I had compared. One is, recently, social activist had filed a petition in High Court that in between from 2010 to 2014, within 4 years, all over in India, there had been almost 2,154 suicides within the nuclear power stations governed by the government of India. And the petition was to demand an inquiry in this matter. Why within 4 years so many people, scientists or staff working in nuclear power stations and research centers have committed suicide. And that was there in my background when I heard from the local activist from Fukushima area, when she told me that within 4 years there are a number of people who have been rehabilitated and put into the temporary shelter house. The old people are committing suicide, the young people are committing suicide, they are feeling the greatest challenge what people are facing is depression. And this is what was another thing which struck me. What is that exactly brings a depression for the people when they get uprooted, evacuated, alienated from their land, alienated from their livelihood, alienated from their own people, alienated from their house, alienated from their village, alienated from their culture, alienated from their society, and alienated from their own life. And this is the process which is really happening, that they are getting not only alienated from society, but getting alienated from themselves. And this is what was very, very shocking and made me think again and again. Another thing which was like when I came back from Fukushima, I went to Tarapur area and I was visiting the villages in the Tarapur area. And I had some pictures. So I was talking with the women from Tarapur area. You know, Tarapur is the first nuclear power plant of India 42 years back. And I was telling the women, I was showing them the Geiger counters picture. And I was telling them, in Japan, when you go, you know, in each and every village there is a Geiger counter. The Geiger counter is set up by government also there. And also people do have. And the production of Geiger counter industry has gone up after Fukushima. And the women, when they go to buy the vegetables, and I have seen it, the women, they buy vegetable, but at the same time they taste at home how much is the radiation with that. And if they find there is a little bit of radiation also, they throw. And this is what happens. So when I told a lady from Giveli village near Tarapur that this is what the people are doing. And she said, what is meant by Geiger counter? And I explained to her what exactly, how it rings up and what is the minimum, maximum things. And she told me, thank God we are not permitted to have Geiger counter in India. I said, why? She said, if you bring this Geiger counter in each and every village, in each and every family and women, if they can afford to buy, if legally they are allowed to buy, and if they can really operate in the open in the society surrounding 30 kilometers of the nuclear power plant, leave the harassment by the radiation. We will die. I said, why? She said, a whole day and night from everywhere the Geiger counter will only keep ringing, keep ringing, keep ringing. And our life will be much horrible than what it is today. Because at least today we don't know how much we are affected by radiation. Geiger counter will make us present that. And because of that, I feel it's good that legally it's not allowed to make it in India. And this is what was eye-opening for me when I went and talked. And recently we had one big campaign from 3rd of Jan to 16th of Jan, in which one of the lady from Nate village who participated. Towards the end of the campaign, we were going in the various schools and colleges and talking about nuclear. So I told her towards the end, the Muslim lady, I said, you also talk something, no? And she told people in her own Hindi language, she said, till now, I only knew aluminium. But now I had to know uranium, I had to know thorium, and I had to know so many which we never thought of in our life. So I thought that this is what the trip from Fukushima to India had brought. But one thing what we have understood, and I'm sure that Sundaram will cover, otherwise Uday Kumar will come and take me there because my time is up. The things wherever we had meetings with the foreign ministry, because this tour was there organized before the president of Japan could come here. So we had meetings with the foreign ministry over there, and we had a chance of really filing a petition and explaining to them that why we are against this nuclear deal between Japan, Indo-Japan nuclear deal. This is what we were talking all the time with them. And after having addressed with number of events, one thing what I have understood, one thing which I felt very supported, which I felt very inspired, and which I felt that I should tell the people of Jaitapur, people of Kudamkulam, and people of India, that aspirations of people of Japan, aspiration of people of France, aspiration of people of US is different than what our governments are doing with each other through this nuclear deal. And that's all.
Thank you, Vaishali.